So welcome to this week's edition of Tips with Tom. We have some new faces this week we're excited to introduce you to. But first, let's reflect on last week's segment. So Tom, we uncovered the difference between a will and a trust. And now that we understand a trust is a private document and a will is a public document, can you explain what motivates people to want to leave a gift to AdventHealth in this form of planned giving?
Well, Meredith, I believe it's because many people who are thinking about making a gift to a charitable organization like AdventHealth also have to consider the fact that they still have children. They may be putting through college. They have other expenses for living. They're not real sure how much money they're going to need during a lifetime. And so they really don't necessarily feel super motivated to make a cash gift, but they want to support. And so the idea of being able to make a gift in your trust or your will is really a nice thing, because that way they can continue with the lifestyle they have and know that they have made an intent to leave a gift to the organization at their death.
That's great. Well, joining us today are a few people who were inspired to leave a gift with AdventHealth. Lee and Steve, welcome to this week's edition of Tips with Tom.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, we're so glad to be here.
Our pleasure.
Well, we're so glad that both of you have joined us this morning, and for the way you've engaged with AdventHealth. It's been a pleasure working with both of you. Let me ask you, Steve and Lee, could you help us understand what sparked your interest to do an estate gift to AdventHealth at your young age? I say young age because many people wait until later in life to even do an estate plan, and something motivated you to want to do it. Can you help us understand that?
Sure.
Well, first of all, it's for us. It's just been an honor to just be included and to be able to serve such a. Of course, you know, we think AdventHealth is such a wonderful organization. The people that that work there, the doctors, the nurses, the foundation staff, everybody we've just come in contact with has, you know, each time we're there with people or go to an event, it just kind of solidifies and confirms the reasons why we're involved, because it's such a fantastic organization. Some of the things that we've been able or lucky enough to be able to be involved with were actually events where you were the host, Tom, and you talked about planned giving. A lot of that was for donors to the foundation at AdventHealth, and specifically Cardiovascular Institute board that Steve and I serve on. And so after a few of those, we kind of looked at each other and said, you know, we've been in a few of these and we listen and we consider ourselves pretty intelligent people. Why haven't we done this? And so we kind of had a few discussions with each other. We do have one son, and kind of looked at, you know, what a great opportunity to also show him what that means to be philanthropic and to give back. And so we decided kind of then and there that we wanted to talk to you and kind of get the rest of the information that we would need to move forward. And I don't know, there's hardly a better feeling knowing that you were fortunate enough to be able to do something that makes someone's life better even after you're gone. So that was a lot of the reason that we decided to do that.
Another great question that I would love to ask you guys is what would you say to someone who might be in a similar situation as you, who's looking to give back but isn't sure if planned giving is the right way, or might just be questioning how to do it? Do you mind sharing that thought process and experience with us?
Well, sure. I think it really goes back to 8 years ago. I mean, that's when we first had our first introduction to Florida Hospital and now AdventHealth. And I really think it's our passion. You know, Lee, of course, is a type 1 diabetic since the age of 7, and also has had a heart attack. at the age of 32. And so this really centers at the core of us, and it's really important to us. And I think once we met with Patricia Borenstein, and everything just sort of clicked together. She's amazing, absolutely. And she was really the catalyst that brought our feelings and thoughts together and helped us focus on what we want to do with those thoughts and feelings. And by showing us, as I said earlier, taking the tours of the hospital and the heart care center that Lee just talked about, all that gave us a focus for our passion. Before all that, we always had those thoughts and we had those worries and what can we do? But that meeting with Patricia and the various tours and meeting people on the ground, if you will, in the hospital, seeing what really is taking place on a day-to-day, really just inspired us and led us to where we are today. And we think that anybody who has that same interest and same passion really needs to just come and look and see the great work of AdventHealth, meet Patricia, meet Tom, and really see how this team works for Central Florida and others who travel from all around the country to this great location.
I think, again, exactly what Steve is saying, meet Patricia, or depending on what their interest is or where their heart lies, or maybe a family member or themselves, a disease or something that they've experienced and where their passion is. But I think definitely our encouragement would be sit down and talk to Tom, because I think until you do that, it's kind of the fear of the unknown,
right.
or what you have in your mind. Well, I can't do this because of this time in my life. And once you hear it and it's explained and you see there's so many different ways that you can do a plain gift that not only help the recipient of the gift, but the giver as well and the giver's family. I think that for us was like, oh, well, this is wonderful. It's a win-win. How could we lose? And I don't know, just knowing that that the AdventHealth mission and the great things that are going on now will continue because of donors. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, that's a good point. Certainly meeting with Tom really took the mystery out of the whole plan giving, because plan giving is kind of a mysterious concept for a lot of people. A lot of people don't think about it. But once you meet with Tom and sit through the various options and the understanding, it's really a simple process. And I think once you get through that process, it's a really gratifying feeling that you're leaving a legacy behind and you're helping others even when you're not here anymore. So I think that's an amazing contribution. And I would encourage everyone to participate and meet with Tom and think about leaving that legacy behind for so many other people who really need it badly.
Wow, thank you guys so much, Lee and Steve. Y'all are truly inspirational and a blessing to have as part of our foundation family. So we're really, really grateful for you guys. And if anyone else is motivated, like the Alexanders, to give back through estate planning, please look for more information on our website at AdventHealthFoundationCFL.com. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.